What is up, YouTube? David from Team Craft here today to talk about the Gravekeeper's archetype discussion. So let's get going. First off, we have Assailant, which is a good card with Necro Valley. I almost forgot one card. Let me get it up really quick. There, which is good with Necro Valley, and it's good against Bujins. So yeah. It's good against many decks like Fire Fist, Visions. They could be they could be very powerful. Next up, we have Ambusher, which recycles the graveyard, your Necro Valleys from the graveyard. Plus, when it's on the field, after it gets sent to the graveyard, that is. And when it gets flipped, you can target one card in your opponent's graveyard and return it to the bottom of the deck. So it's pretty good. Commanded is the Searcher. He's the only Earth Gravekeepers. He's one of the older ones. He's really good. He's a 20 under Necro Valley. He's a 2000 defense, 2100 beat stick. That's a level 4. Descendant is the main card that people go for. When they go like Spy, they'll normally go for it. It's a 2000 attack beat stick under Necro Valley, and it also can contribute one other Gravekeeper's monster like Spy or Recruiter, which I'll get to later, to destroy one card your opponent controls. So it's pretty good. Heretic. This one is really powerful. If this card is unaffected by all other card effects, including Necro Valley, as long as Necro Valley is on the field. So nothing really works with it. If they summon it, that's the only way they can get rid of it. Bottomless, Torrential, Dimensional Prison, they all don't work. And the only thing that does work, if he gets on the field, is by battle or destroying Necro Valley. Nobleman is really good to get. It speeds up the deck a bit, and it will help get out Spy out, and it works really well. Orsal. This is the one I'm not so familiar with. It's got some good effects though. Although it's like a level 10 monster, it's got some insane effects. And you contribute one Gravekeeper's monster to summon it. For example, when it can gain attack equal to combined levels of the monsters tributed for the tribute summon that was on the field times 100. So let's say you tribute 3 level 4 monsters, like 3 Gravekeepers, like Descendant, Heretic, and Spy. This thing automatically goes up to 3200 attack without Necro Valley, 37 under Necro Valley. Very powerful. And then it can make your opponent's monsters with 2000 attack and defense. That's a lot. And then it can destroy all set monsters, if I'm not mistaken, your opponent controls, which is good against in situations. So overall, it's a really powerful card. It's a target for Recruiter, and it's pretty good. Recruiter is your level 3 dark spell Gravekeeper's monster. It's basically sort of like a Stratus of the deck, but when sent to the graveyard, like Descendants, Tribute, Pop. When sent from the field to the graveyard, you add a Gravekeeper's monster with 1500 or less attack from your deck to your hand. Your targets can be like Shaman. You can go pretty much for most Gravekeeper's monsters, except really Spy. It's really good, considering the effect. Shaman. This card is one of my favorite Gravekeeper's monsters. When it's not only a target for Recruiter, but also for Spy. It negates all monsters affecting the graveyard, except Gravekeepers. Also, your opponent, while Necro Valley is on the field, your opponent cannot activate field spell cards or destroy Necro Valley. That's insane. So they can't do anything about Necro Valley. Once that Shaman's on the board, they have to get rid of Shaman. And you have Master Key Beetle with Shaman, that targeted Shaman. Good luck trying to get rid of it, because that thing can climb pretty high in defense. Plus, Shaman gains 200 defense for each Gravekeeper's monster in your graveyard. That's really good. Gravekeeper Spy. When it flips, you special summon one Gravekeeper's monster with 1500 or less attack from your deck. Like Shaman, Recruiter, Descendant, Assailants. All of those work. You can do some insane plays with those. It sets up like a whole bunch of your combos. It's like a Stratus kind of as well. Visionary. You can summon it by tributing one Gravekeeper's monster. It gains 200 attack for each Gravekeeper's monster in your graveyard. It's automatically 2500 attack under Necro Valley. And if it would be destroyed, you can discard one Gravekeeper's monster instead. It's pretty good. I don't run it personally, but it's good. Moving on to spells. We have Necro Valley, which pretty much everyone knows what it does. It negates any card effect that would move a card from the graveyard in the graveyard other than itself to a different place. And all Gravekeeper monsters gain 500 attack and defense. Plus, cards in either player's graveyards cannot be banished. So that can hurt. Royal Tribute. If you control Necro Valley, both players discard any monsters in their hands. That's like a win condition for Gravekeepers, because they can go for Stelly after Royal Tribute. Pretty much you have game right there, because they can't do anything. Sorry about that. Stelly. Target 2 Gravekeeper monsters in your graveyard. Add those targets to your hand. This effect cannot be negated by Necro Valley. It's very powerful. Normally, I like to go for a Recruiter and Spy, or Spy and Descendant. Very good in overall. You always go plus with this card. Hidden Temples in Necro Valley. This is not the best card now. Because you have to control both the Gravekeeper's monster and Necro Valley. But paired up with like a Shaman, a Heretic, with Master Key Beetle, if you get like the lockdown, and you get out Necro Valley, yeah, that card's going to become really good. Neither player can special monsters except for Gravekeeper's monsters. That's going to be handy. Imperial Tomb. It's basically like the, what is it? Infernity Barrier for Gravekeepers. It's a very powerful card. It's a secret rare in Legacy, and it's pretty awesome. But the only problem is, if you have to control both the Gravekeeper's monster plus Necro Valley. So if you have Shaman plus Necro Valley, you can pretty much negate anything except for a monster summon. This is some of the main cards in the deck and some support that they've got. So tune in later for more. This is David.